Hey everyone, it's Xant. I assume you know the drill by now, so let's get it going. The upcoming event is the Radiance of the Trial. First off is one of the newer machines from Iron-Blooded Orphans, Gusion Rebake. Not the full city version, mind you. Canonically piloted by Akihiro Altland, this is a modified Gusion with a frame that can actually handle gravity, unlike the bulky original. Quite the sleek look to it too. Anyways, onto the weapons. It has a halberd, a shield, and the halberd can be stored on the underside of it, and it also has a 120mm long-range rifle. Now this suit also makes use of the Alaya Vinyana system, an organic interface installed into a pilot's spine, not only to give the pilot greater spatial awareness, but also allows the pilot to effectively communicate with the machine and understand it at a basic level. Kinda like skipping needing to read the startup guide for something. Now onto the second machine, Barbatos' 6th form. We already have the 4th form in the game, and this is a more upgraded version of it. The 5th form was modified to excel at ground combat, and it displayed absurd agility. The 6th form is reinforced, and although it reduces the mobility of the machine, it allows prolonged combat. Since the Barbatos is the frontline combat machine for Tekkadan, this was more or less necessary. Now this armored sucker comes with a longsword, 4 170mm autocannons, they're arm mounted and they can actually also be swapped out with a mortar payload, and a wrench mace. The front of this can open and give a pinch meaner than grandma. It also has a chainsaw hidden inside of it. It's like the Kinder Egg that nobody asked for. Pretty cool machine. I wonder if we'll get another Mika version to go along with it. Infighter this time? Huh? And lastly, the Welfare, Gundam Nadleeh. A random 00 unit in the sea of other eras, this is the hidden form, so to speak, of the Gundam Virtue. Both piloted by Tiaria Erd, but with very different specialties. While the outer shell, Virtue, was designed for firepower and domination through beam weapons at long to medium range, Nadleeh is much more focused around close range and mid-ish range combat. The real trick of Nadleeh, however, is the trial system. It's a backdoor control mechanism for the other Gundams, which allows Nadleeh to disable them. As the Nadleeh has cast off most of the outer firepower, let's go over what's left. It has a beam rifle, 2 GN cannons, they're from the shoulders of the Virtue, they just kinda snapped off and it put them on his hands like giant laser firing gauntlets, a GN shield, and 2 beam sabers. A rather small loadout, but it is a welfare, so I'm not really expecting a terrible amount of stuff on it. The Virtue should be pretty cool to see though. And now, the pilots. First is Rosamia Badam, a cyber new type coming from Zeta and its side stories. She's effectively a combat weapon, brainwashed and sent out to fight repeatedly. Eventually, she ended up piloting the Psycho Gundam Mark II and was terminated by Camille. And the final pilot and the final new thing for this event, Shiro Amada. Another 8th MS rep? Nice. He's the pilot of the RX-79 Gundam, Federation born and raised. He's a survivor of the Xeon G3 gas attacks, as he was in a sealed spacesuit when he was released into his colony. Does that make him something like the Harry Potter of 8th MS? Sole survivor something something? Anyways, after all was said and done, and the war ended, he put some bread into Aina Sahalin's oven, if you know what I mean. Now, we are also back to event coins instead of points this time around, and point ladders seem to be primarily for Sokai events. I wish they'd extend it beyond that, maybe reduce the requirements a little bit, or change up the rewards so that it's more friendly, I guess, but I do prefer point ladders over anything else. And to nobody's surprise, as I'm finalizing this video and getting it ready to go, an announcement was just put out in the game. The 3-on-3 arena will be opening on the 6th of November. So, keep your eyes open. And with that, I've covered all the new stuff. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.